right, hello. Hope you're doing okay today. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. Let me know if you can hear everything okay, if the music is too loud or too soft. But I wanted to go over this JavaScript Challenger site that I just ran across literally yesterday. I have not been writing nearly as much code as I want to be, and especially not nearly as much vanilla JavaScript as I prefer, just to kind of keep myself fresh. So this is literally just me taking a test in JavaScript in front of you. So I don't know how long we'll go, but I figured it'd be kind of fun to walk through this and just chat about whatever. Today's a holiday in the US, so I am off, but figured it wouldn't hurt to take 20-30 minutes, something like that. So yeah, just let me know if you can hear okay. I'm going to go ahead and assume that that is mostly the case because it looks like it's good on my end, and jump over. So hey everyone, hope you're doing okay. Again, let me know if there's an issue with any of the audio or anything like that. But we're gonna go ahead and jump in. I just, like I mentioned, I just saw this thing called a JavaScript Challenger, jschallenger.com. It may be very well known. I have no idea. All I know is that I came over here and I clicked on JavaScript Basics, and I thought this seems interesting. I haven't done anything yet. I think I actually did a console log, but yeah, okay. I think this is the one I did, but maybe they delete it or something. Okay, so you basically just type the code and kind of go step by step. So these are different challenges. Then you have lessons where they kind of walk you through stuff. I'm like, this is pretty cool. I mean, I would have really liked this when I was learning JavaScript. Can hear. Okay, awesome. Thank you. But yeah, I'd love to know what you're up to today. I will just kind of start typing this out. This may end up being too easy. So if that's the case, I'll skip past stuff. Hopefully this is too easy at the beginning. So they're going to talk about console.log statements. What they do. I really like this interactive nature. I actually was working on something like this with a friend. It wasn't quite this interactive, but we wanted it to be. So we did some cool stuff on how to use a CLI and stuff, which was really fun. But it was more like a written thing. And so I think there's a lot of room for this kind of interactive stuff. I think Scrimba does this well. There are a couple other, like Josh Camo, always his blog posts and his courses are very much like this, but they're all custom made. So yeah, anyhow, I just think that's cool. Undefined. If I can talk and do this at the same time. What will the output? So num 0. So we're 0 here. Num equals 2, 0 and 2. All right, cool. This might be a little easy, but that's okay. So we're going to reassign this. Code will not work the way it is. Fix a mistake and execute the correct code. So we can't redeclare a let in the same scope. Oh no. Can I keep going? Oh yeah, I can keep going. I just can't save it. Okay, that works. Yeah, you should take this with me. We can do it together. I don't know how long it'll last, and I figured I would just kind of walk through this. So here we're going to declare a variable num, but it has no value yet. Assign a value to it and run the code. Okay, I'm guessing I'm supposed to do this below. So we'll do that. Cool. All right, we have two variables, num1 and num2. Num2, one already has value. Assign num2 the value of num1 and run the code. I'm guessing, do they want me to say num1 like this? Not like just type 5, in other words. All right, before we attempt to assign the value of a variable named num1 to the variable num2, but that variable has not been declared yet, declare a variable named num1. All right, num1. So at some point, this is maybe not useful to anyone. So I may not, let me jump to the next lesson. I guess we're not taking that long to do this. Okay, so far we've created our variable let using the let keyword. We can also use the const. Try it out. Here's the attempt to assign, but it won't work. So you can't do that. I don't know. This may not be super helpful for those who usually watch. So maybe let's see. Let's go to intermediate JavaScript and see what that is. Array methods. First challenge. For of loops. Or classic for loops versus for of loops. Refactor the code to use a for of loop instead of traditional for loop. That way it works the same way. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oops. Can I zoom in a bit? There we go. Just to make it easier to see. All right, let's see. So we have a for of. So I'm going to say for const fruit of fruits. Output plus equals fruit. What am I trying to get this to say? Just like a list of stuff. Plus equals. I wouldn't probably do it like that, but like fruits. We're gonna trim. What was this doing before? I'm guessing it's like this, and we'll just add like that if it's just giving us a space. Okay, fruit. Oops, I typed fruit. This needs to be a actual variable here. It's like, why is that saying fruit? Also, why did it pass it off? Is it okay? Okay. The author solution. Okay, same thing. I just use string interpolation. Okay. Next, for of loops are definitely my preference. The loop through an array with a for of loop to iterate all of the elements in the array and push each color to the result array. I don't really love the whole like external thing. Like, so in this case, I'd use a map, obviously, or something like that, but that's okay. So I have colors. All right, and what we're going to do is result.push, and we'll just push the color. I'm curious why it let the other one pass, but whatever type checking they have may not be crazy intense. We'll see. Oh, what? All these are hidden behind a premium tag? Well, that would have been good to know before I started this. Let's go to objects and see what we can do here. Oh, the whole thing is blocked off? Well, that's not cool. Let's try this one at least. DOM selector methods. All right, select the button on the element of the page. In this scenario, the existing code adds an event listener for an event click variable button elm. It expects button elm to be the button element in the example UI, but the element is not selected yet. Assign the button element to the variable button elm. Click the button to verify the code is working. Hint, make the unique ID of a button element. Okay, cool. Assign the correct element to the variable. So document query selector. And here we're going to do button. And I think that's all we were supposed to do. Is there like a continue thing? No. All right, what was I supposed to do? Assign the button element to the button element. Click the button to verify that the code is working. The unique ID of the button element. Oh, turns out you can't have 3 T's in your butt. Okay, next. So, man, all this is hidden. I didn't know that was going to be the case. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll just shift over and do some other stuff. JavaScript practice. Looks like we can do some stuff in here, so let's try this. Sum two numbers. A plus B. It's not like incredibly difficult yet, but like I think this is a promising way to learn or like to refresh yourself. So I like this as a basic idea. As arguments, return true if the values are equals. So we're going to say are equal and of the same type. Okay, so would you just do this? So this will check that they're the same. This is a truthy statement, and then that will check the triple equal checks if they're both strings or both numbers or whatever. All right, is there anything else in here we're allowed to do? JavaScript arrays. So we can do like the first little bit of each of these. All right, so this, I think it's cool. I didn't know I had to, like I said, I try to do these things live for the point of like literally doing them live instead of like pretending to do them live. So you get the real thing. But I still think it's cool to have this. And like if I was learning JavaScript, I would definitely pay for this for a month and just like run through it. It's like $9 or something. Hey, thanks. Hey, Christina, welcome. Let's see. Let me come over to my own GitHub and I'm going to code something myself. Don't I have like a DOM or JS challenges? Advent of JS. Day 2. Tic-tac-toe challenges. I thought I had something like this. Challenges. Dev challenges. Vanilla JavaScript challenges. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Yeah. I'm going to steal my own thing from 2 years ago. Oh, these are like on different branches? Oh, interesting. Does number 5 have everything? Let's check. Yeah, it has stuff. Strings and numbers. Okay, so do we want to do DOM manipulation, JavaScript array methods, or working with JavaScript notation? Objects, fetch API. Let's do all these things. That sounds fun. Says the guy who created the thing. Let's come back over here. And we'll still get to play with JavaScript challenges. But I think that's a cool app, and I'm glad like I checked it out. But yeah. Formatting strings. So each of these are different ones. I don't really like how I did that. That was kind of dumb, but that's okay. All right, so let's open up like CodePen or something. I might need to log in, so just in case I show something, I'm gonna hide my screen. And we'll take a couple more minutes and play with this and then call it a day. All right, we're gonna come in here to a pen and come back. Okay, so here we go. Let's pull these over kind of one at a time. We'll start with one blank and beginner challenges, intermediate challenges, beginner challenges. Oh, I have 3 levels. Oh boy. So I'm gonna grab all this. We're gonna drop this, I guess, over here, and I'll comment all that out. And then I'm guessing we've got some basic CSS already. Okay, so we'll copy this over. And I'm guessing this has been 2 years, so who knows what this is gonna be like. All right, we'll drop this in over here. Okay, so we have something. Oh, look at that. We had cards and stuff and little hover things. Look at us from the past. We don't need this or that in here. We don't actually need any of this up until the main tag, I think. Let's get rid of all this and get rid of this. All right. Okay, so we're going to call this JS Challenges 1. And there you go. If you want to, I'll even, how do I share this thing? I'm so bad at, let's see, copy link. Okay, I'm going to drop this in the chat just in case somebody else is alive out there watching. Oh, there's a couple people. And if you want to follow along, you're welcome to. All right, so let's come back over here and see what we're supposed to do. Beginner challenges, create a div. Don't put it in the DOM yet. Oh, okay. Not even if I want to. Const, new div, equals, document, dot create element is like this. I think. See, this is actually one of the reasons I really like doing these things is you get so dependent on autocomplete that you think you know remember how to do everything until you actually try to go do it. And I realized that like you may not have to create a div like this. Not likely you'll do this a ton, depending on what what you're like, but maybe. So we're gonna say new div dot class list dot add. I think is how you do that, Boxy. Again, it's been a while. Add 2 paragraphs of text to that div with the text of your choosing. All right. So we can do this in a couple different ways. Maybe we should just say new div dot enter HTML if we want to really cheat here. Equals, and we're going to have 2 paragraphs, P1. Oops, and we'll have another one or that we just call P2. I guess we could also like insert adjacent HTML. And here takes 2 arguments. One would be like before end. And the other one is going to be all that with P2. All right, let's try that. And this doesn't need to be template string. Okay, I think we did that, but we'll have to see. And I'm going to like make this bigger just so we can see what's going on. Okay, insert the div into the DOM just after the H1. So I'm guessing there's an H1. So let's first of all document .query selector. We're going to take our H1 DOM just after the H1. Okay, so here we do need to use insert adjacent HTML, assuming I spelled that correctly. And this will be after end, which I think is all lowercase. And then we're going to put the new div here. That a third paragraph. So let's first of all see if we did this right. We did not. Let's look at our console down here, see if there's an error. Oh, look at this. There's all kinds of wrong things. Unexpected token. Okay, so let's see what we messed up. Insert adjacent. What is this? I got like halfway between insert HTML and insert it. Okay, so we're kind of there. Let's see. So we created this element. We've added the class Boxy to it. Let's do inner HTML here because clearly I messed something up, and see if that at least helps us. All right, what am I messing up? This is why it's good to like test yourself. This is not necessarily difficult stuff, but I haven't done it in a long time. So how do I check the thing that I'm looking at? Main object. Okay. Let's just console log this and see what's going on. Oh, I don't have any of my shortcuts. Console.log. And let's see what happens here. Okay, so we do have a correct. Have that correct. Is this after end like this? All right, let's just check. Let's just look it up. So we're going to say insert adjacent HTML and see what happens. Position and text. Okay, so I remember that correctly. I maybe didn't spell that correctly. I remember that this is lowercase. So that's all working. So I don't know. Looks like even, oh no, this is end, but I think I just changed that. So let's get rid of this and just see if that's the issue. Just an object HTML development. What is going on here? Okay, so let's figure this out. Query selector, insert adjacent HTML, just insert text. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Well, we failed on the first one already. Let's see if we can't figure this out. Because we're not going to give up that easy. Let's take this. We're inserting the new div. Am I forgetting how this is done? Not really, because it's literally showing there. Insert adjacent oh, it's because I inserted HTML. All right. So, see, append child. And this would be like this. Can I do that? Okay, so it's not a child. So it is adjacent HTML, but I have to get the div. All right. Insert a div. See, it's been 2 years. 2 years ago, Chris. Clearly a genius. This, Chris, clearly not. So I think there's a couple things we can do here. Because obviously I'm not remembering how this is an HTML element, all right? But I mean, it's actually, let's see what this is. Create element, MDN. What does this create? Does it create an actual node? HTML element specified, okay. Create element. An object with the following properties. Aha. Okay, so we've got this div. Create text node, header paragraph. Okay, append child into there. New div, current div. Insert before new div. I didn't even know there was an insert before. Man, all this cool stuff we're learning. I don't think I remember there's an insert before method directly on the body. It's been such a long time since I've done this kind of DOM manipulation. Let me zoom in some so you can actually see. That's kind of cool. I think I'd forgotten about that. And the create text node too. So, all right, so we've got this new div. Current div is right here. Insert before. So we're going to use the insert before, where we're going to insert the entire div like that. Except we'll use insert after, which I'm presuming is a thing. So here we're going to say const h1 equals. Looking stuff up on the internet like it's 1995, you know? Yeah. So now we're going to take document.body .insert after, I can only presume, or we're going to take the, insert after. We're going to take the new div and we're going to insert it after the h1. Okay, that I think works. I just have to do this now so we can actually see something. Something happened of major consequence. Insert after is not. Oh, please. Insert after. It has to be there. Insert after. Insert before. So there's an insert before and not an insert after. Method of the node interface. Interface the node before the reference as a child. Why would you do that? Okay, that's fine. We'll grab something else. It's going to be fine. Insert after, insert before. So instead of inserting it, let's see, let's grab this one. Is this the only paragraph on the page? We're going to add a class of bite me to this. All right. So we're going to say bite me. And then here we're going to say bite me. All right. Now this should be before bite me goodness. And it's still not there. H1 is not defined. Well, yeah, we get rid of that. It'll be fine. Okay, I don't know what is going on here, but clearly I've forgotten how to do basic DOM manipulation. So for the sake of everyone, let's skip to the beginner plus because beginner was too difficult. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm sure it's something stupid. There's an element dot after. Who knows? Yeah, I mean, I think it's because it's a DOM node, and I haven't done this in probably 4 years because I don't usually do that. So I don't know. Let's just keep going. Add an unordered list to the last item. All right, so let's last time with the children 1, 2, 3 sub list to the last list item. Okay, so let's take. Isn't there a last child MDN? Last child property. Yeah, last child. Okay, so let's grab the UL. Oh no, there's a list item. So we can grab the last of those. Let's just do this because I think we're going to have to add it to the UL anyhow. Dot query selector. Yeah. So now what we want to do is add an unordered sublist to the last item with the 3 children. Okay, so what we're going to do is take the ul.lastchild.inner HTML equals, and here, actually, let's do it like this just so I can space it out. So we'll do li. This will be 1. Li like that. And let's copy this down. And I guess all of this needs to be wrapped inside of ul. I think that should work. Something happened. Oh, P1, P2 is down here. This is a class. Maybe that was the issue. I don't know what happened to it now. There's no way there's another bite me class in this. I don't know. Something happened. Okay, back to what we were supposed to be doing now. All right, so insert before. No, not there. Here. Why is this not showing? Man, we were really striking out here. Insert before node. Node which the new node is to be inserted is not a child of this node. And now we're back at the first one. The node before which the new node is to be inserted is not a child of this node. New div, bite me. Insert before, is this like before the end of that HTML then? Maybe that's what it is. So now I guess we're going to go back to the insert. Isn't there like an insert node? Okay, let's just figure this out. Insert. At this point, nobody's even watching anyhow, and I'm just literally just trying to play with JavaScript. So that's what I'm going to do. Insert node, MDN. Insert before, inserts the node. Insert node. Okay. Starts with a range. There's a document fragment. The children of the document fragment are inserted instead. Select node, insert node, text node, it's a new node, append child, select range, create range. I didn't even know there was such a thing as a range. Before the element, okay. You shouldn't insert the HTML before the body element. Hey Dante, welcome. Constantine. Insert before tries to add the HTML before the element. Right, before the paragraph tag, but somehow it's saying it's a child. Insert before. So here it's saying the node on which the new node is to be inserted is not a child of this node, which is not a very useful error. Like it seems to be saying before the tag, but again, I don't really know. All right, well, yeah, we're just doing this beginner challenge that I did for myself 2 years ago. But clearly I need some refreshing. All right, so we're going to grab this UL. Let's come back in here while Constantine figures out the first problem. I put the link in the chat. Insert before is acting on the document body. You're totally right. So we should just fix that right now. Insert before. Let's come back here though, just to make sure I'm remembering this correctly. Node and then reference node. Can I just do it directly? So this reference node is not an optional parameter. You must explicitly pass node or null. The node before which the new node is to be inserted. If this null neuter is at the end of the child, the node to be inserted. So I think this is saying like the paragraph tag, which is what we passed in, right? I'm sure I didn't do it this way and whenever I made this challenge. What if I just do this? No difference. Yeah, I'll let you figure that out while I figure out what's going on with this. So let's come back over here and let's see. Let's console like this first of all. Oops. All right. Let's come inside here. Let's console log this. Just to make sure I'm actually getting what I think I am. Okay. This thing needs to chill while Constantine figures it out for us. Okay, so we've got object. Should be this should be a child of the list. Slash child, is this the node? Oh goodness, Chris. All right, let's just grab const list items equals document dot query selector. Let's grab our list items because we're probably going to need those anyhow. And I'm just going to grab all of them. All right, so now what we're going to do. The node should be the child of the node. Node. Exactly, Dante. That's what I'm saying. It is a holiday weekend. I should be sleeping. And I decided instead to publicly shame myself. I feel like MDM could at least help me out a little bit. Let's come and say here. Let's do console.log. And list these items. Okay, so we actually do get these. These are node items. Can I use... Man, it's so good to go back to all these things because I have not touched any of this stuff in such a long time. All right, so this must be an element. Interface. Insert adjacent HTML. So can this be a node? I don't think so. Let's just try. Can't hurt, you know? Where's my... All right, so this is 2. Can I not pick off the... Oh, this isn't a node list. Array.from. It's a node list, not an array. Why do you hate me? Oops, over here. Okay, maybe that works. All right, we did something. Things are happening. Look at us. It was a very poor attempt because this is supposed to be list. This is a list item 4. Why is this 4? I don't know. The inner HTML of that one should be this. I think that works. I'm not exactly sure why we have 1, 1, and 1. 2, 3. All right, we're going to call that mostly good. There is no 3, right? Yeah, okay, it doesn't exist. All right, we picked off one thing. We've done a thing. Add a paragraph after the list of items with a class of glow. All right, so we're going to say document. Nope, we're going to say, what is that thing called? List, UL. Add adjacent. Didn't I have that on my clipboard somewhere? Insert adjacent HTML. We're going to do after end. And the HTML is going to be class of glow. I hope there's some cool CSS, or I'm going to be severely let down by my previous self. Glow. Paragraph tag. We're going to come in here and do like hi. Come on. Ooh, no glow. Serious disappointment. Oh, turns out you have to actually use the right syntax. Ooh, severely not let down. Remove a card when its button is clicked. What? Document. Query selector. Card button. Let's see. Document. Query selector. All. Can't type. All right, we're going to look at all the card buttons. And we're going to use a for of loop just inspired by our JS challenges thing. We're going to say card buttons equals, and then card buttons dot, oh no, we're going to do for loop. For const button of card buttons. Let's get rid of this thing. I don't need this anymore. We've completely solved it all, although I'm still definitely waiting on Constantine to solve the first one. Again, I'm sure it's something done, but button.add event listener. And we're going to listen for click. And when it's clicked, we're going to fire a function. I can type. All right, what are we supposed to be doing? Remove its cards. We're going to traverse the DOM tree to the card. How do you like parent element MDN? Do I just do closest? I think probably is what I would do off the top of my head. So we're going to say button.closest. And we're going to select the class of card, which I think I have to select like a query selector. Dot remove. Let's see what happens. All right. Assuming that worked, if I come over here and I click, nothing happens. Malformed arrow. What did I mess up here? That's not how that goes. Let's try again. Hey, we did things the first time. Click these, they all get removed. Look at us adding and removing and doing stuff. All right, well, hopefully this is helpful to someone. This is good for me to like, not to realize that like, oh man, I haven't done this in several years. And like these kinds of DOM manipulation things, I think are kind of fun. They're a nice little challenge. And how else would I spend a holiday morning, you know? Change the event listener to the following. Toggle class glow to the image when you click the cards button. Oh boy. Well, let's get rid of this, but we'll keep it there just in case we want it. Change the event listener to the following. Toggle the class glow to the image. Okay, so we're going to have to select the image. So can we go back up the DOM tree from the button? Yeah, we can. We're going to grab the card image and we're going to class list dot toggle. Oh, I don't know if that's right or not. Let's try. That seems less than right. Class list toggle MDM. All right, isn't there like a toggle? Yeah, there's a toggle. Class list dot toggle visible. Eyes list. Oh, I didn't know you could do it. That's kind of cool. You can do a conditional off this. All this new stuff or stuff that I probably knew in the past that I forgot already. All right, but first of all, we got to select this. So let's just double check that this is actually happening. So let's see, const. Is it all on the same? Let's see, paragraph button. I should be able to go up the DOM tree. If not, I can go to the parent, I guess, and then come down. Let's see what happens. All right, back to my console. Where are we at? Okay. Null. Well, that's less than ideal. All right, so let's instead, we're going to grab the closest card. Card. That worked last time, yeah, so it's got to be that. Dot query selector. And then we'll just select the card image. Dot toggle, dot class list. Dot toggle. And then we're going to toggle glow. So let's see what happens. All right. I think one of the fun things about like working with like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript when you first get started is like you can actually see stuff change and like in real time. Whereas if you're just working on like, I don't know, more like data driven stuff, I think some people are just geared that way too. But like the visual is really helpful for me. But yeah, change the event to the following. Listener to the following. Change the title of all other cards to jealous when you click on the cards button. Change the title of the card that was clicked to I'm the greatest. Wow. Clearly it was deranged when I created this. Okay. What am I doing? Change the event listener to the following. So that means let's get rid of this. All right. Change the title of all other cards to jealous. All right. So we probably should create a little helper function. Like update card stuff. I don't know. Where we're going to take in a card. I think that works. Yeah. And then we'll also take in like a state or something like that. So we're going to have two options. One will be, we're going to pass a card in and then we're going to look on that card for both the title and the button. If it's the state. So we'll say if state equals, and we'll have two options here. One will be like jealous, and then one will be the greatest. So if, yeah, I think, yeah. Should we do this on a single one or just update them all at once? I guess this makes it more flexible, so we'll do this. Greatest. That's not how that works. All right, so if it equals jealous, then we're gonna take the card dot query selector, and we're gonna select the card. Card 1, card 2. Where's the card heading? I guess that's the one we're using. Card heading. Still using BEM syntax here. I like it. Dot text content equals. Oops, we're gonna set this to jealous, and then do eyes. All right. Otherwise, we're gonna take the button. Actually, we don't really need this, do we? Should I just loop over this? I think I should just loop over this. Let's just do it down here. All right, so if I select the card, I want to, is there like a card ID? So let's do this. Let's get its ID. So this would be the ID of the card that we've clicked on. And I want to do a loop through the list of cards. So let's also add cards or all cards or something equals document query selector all. We're going to listen or get all cards card. Yeah, card. Okay. And then I'm going to be done because this has been good for me. Like, I think what will come out of this is I'm going to create a bunch of more challenges and like do more basic stuff like this just to kind of refresh myself, because I figured I would like not have any trouble with this. And I don't know, you don't know until you know. It's probably honestly a lot of it too is like doing a lot of autocomplete all the time, which is fine, but I still want to be able to know how to do this when I need to, even just like thinking wise, like how to think through this. And I'm like forgetting all the methods and stuff like that. So, all right. So what we're going to do is look through all the cards. Oh no, I can't do that because I don't have any of my keyboard shortcuts in here. All right. So we're going to say all cards dot, well, let's just do another for loop. Why not? For const card of all cards. Oops. All cards. Then all I want to do is say if card.id is equal to this, then just like return, I guess. Or what is this thing? What do you do in a for loop? Break? I can't remember. Let's try return and see what happens. Otherwise, we're going to be in here. We're going to say button dot text content equals greatest. Nope. That's what I'm going to do here. So if it equals the card ID, then we're going to say, what is it? I'm the greatest. All right. Otherwise, so if we're not on that card, we're on any of the other cards, then we're going to take the card.querySelector and do this. I think that's right. All right, let's see. Click on this one. Jealous. Jealous. Is this break? For of loop break or whatever. I forget what you do in there. Break, continue. Okay. Stops execution at the first statement after the loop. I guess I would just continue. Yeah, not break. Okay. Oops. Yeah, that mostly works. Text content does not equal that. Text content equals that. I'm the greatest. Jealous. That's kind of funny. Hopefully I read that prompt right because the buttons are changing on the one. Title of the card. Okay, yeah. jealous when you click on the button. Okay, so this one I would just change this to jealous. Let's try this again. So we'll actually follow the prompt. Oops. I mean, I'm the greatest. What did I say? Yeah. Well, that was fun. Hopefully you enjoyed that. It wasn't even the one we were going to do, but that was kind of a fun challenge. All right. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that. Thanks for following along, those of you who did. And may those of you in the U.S. have a nice holiday day. Those of you not in the U.S., hopefully you still have a great day or have had a great day. And I will catch you in the next one. Thanks so much.